What's going on, everybody? Sasha Jordan Appler here, and I want to talk to you guys about something super exciting, something that I thought I'd never get to participate in. And here in Canada, we have a thing called the Canadian Screen Awards. And in the States, they obviously have the Oscars. So the CSAs, the Canadian Screen Awards, is our Oscars here in Canada. And you might have never heard of it, but if you work in the film industry, you've definitely heard of it. And I have to say I'm super proud and very surprised to have been nominated for cinematography for a documentary called Charlotte's Castle by the incredible director Jamie Kastner and his team. So yeah, it's very exciting. Before we start, let's quickly talk about this setup because it's really cool. It's very simple. We got two cameras, 50 millimeter and a 20 millimeter, and we have our boom mic. We have a little eye light right here, a little tube light. We have two Amaran 200X, one with the spotlight, which is doing the sunlight in the background, and then we have another fill light right here, kind of just bouncing off the wall. There's no diffusion, no softboxes, very simple. Probably took me about 15 minutes to set this up and tweak the settings. And then in the lamp there, we got some bulbs, just household bulbs that I dimmed down. So yeah, pretty cool, and man, I love doing lighting. Now, why am I talking to you guys about this? Why does it matter? I think it's important to know how I got here and realize that these things just don't happen out of nowhere. It all started back in 2015 when I was assisting for a cinematographer named Alan Poon, who's done stuff with Disney, Netflix, I mean, you name it, Alan's been a part of it. Incredible cinematographer, and it's been an honor to know him and work with him. And I had the privilege of working with him as his assistant on a documentary back in 2015 in Detroit. And Alan had to leave that project, and I was asked by the director to pick up where Alan left off, which was crazy because I was just an assistant. I was only a couple years in the business at that time. And you know, I pulled out all the punches and I think I hit it out of the park, picking up where Alan left off. And from that, Alan's been always really amazing to me and recommending me for different jobs in the documentary world. But fast forward to 2021, 22, and Alan was shooting a documentary for a director named Jamie Kastner, and the documentary was called Charlotte's Castle. And it's a really cool documentary. You can watch it for free on YouTube, on the TVO YouTube website. I definitely recommend it. It's a really cool, fun, quirky documentary about the housing in downtown Toronto. But anyway, Alan, again, started a project, and then he had to move on to a different project, which is very common in the business. We're often working on multiple projects at once, and sometimes it just doesn't work out and we have to move on. So Alan said, hey, you should hire Sasha. So Jamie called me up and said, hey, Alan recommended you. Would you like to shoot this film? And I just can't thank Alan enough. It's such an important lesson in relationships and doing your very best and putting your best foot forward and just not screwing up. It's amazing how the networking can get you different opportunities in the business, and what for me eventually led to a CSA nomination, a Canadian Screen Award nomination. And I just was blown away when I heard the news, and I'm just so grateful to people like Alan who recommended me. I also shared the stage with not only Alan Poon on this film, but another amazing cinematographer who I've worked with, who's done stuff all around the world, Mark Caswell, and just an amazing cinematographer. But it's just a privilege to work with Alan and Mark and Jamie and his team, and it's just so wild to think when I started in 2012 doing documentaries that through assisting and incredible hard work and not giving up, I'm here now in 2023, still with challenges, but I've been nominated now for a major award.
But it's a major award. I won it. Damn, hell, you say you won it?
I think as filmmakers and cinematographers, whatever you do in this industry, we're just so hard on ourselves. We never think our work is good enough. We never think the frame is good enough. So it's very surprising when you get news that people in the business voted for your work and recognize that your work is good. And you know, it's funny, I wish I could say I don't need the award. I wish I could say that I don't need the affirmation from my colleagues in the business, but it does help because no man is an island, no one's an island. Oftentimes in this business, I spent a lot of time alone on the road, a lot of time alone in my office editing, and in my head a lot, and there can create a lot of self-doubt. You lose confidence, even though you're doing awesome projects. Anyone who's watching who's in the film industry or trying to be in the film industry, or if you're a student in film school, there's the busy times and there's the slow times. And in the busy times, you think, wow, this is amazing, and I'm doing so good, I can't believe this. And then when it all slows down and there's no work for months, you go, oh my goodness, I suck. I'm no good at what I do. No one wants to hire me. And these are kind of the thoughts that bounce around in my head. And it's so important to remember that the work you do years ago in the very beginning often come back and revisit you, and it can reward you. And in this case, it did for me. Moving forward, I want to be hard on yourself when it matters, but celebrate the victories when you got them. And don't let it pass you by. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more like this, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.